UK house prices dropped sharply in June. So UK house prices experienced their largest monthly decline in over 2 years in June, potentially influenced by changes to stamp duty in April, impacting demand and market activity. Prices fell by 0.8% in June, the steepest drop since February 23. Annual price growth slowed to 2.1%, the slowest rate in nearly a year, and changes to stamp duty thresholds in April affected market dynamics, causing temporary soft patch. I reckon this is more to do with London's impact. If you took the London weighting out of it, I wonder how the rest of the UK is actually performing. You guys see much of this from last month?
Deathly silent.
That's a no then.
Not a massive drop, is it? I mean, it's not catastrophe, but it is a knock-on effect of the stamp duty in April. Money tightening, they're not printing any money, even though the big, beautiful bill's been passed yesterday in the House. So here comes 5 trillion or 16% extra money that's going to circulate. So, it means that everyone else will follow. Money becomes cheaper. And obviously, wages haven't kept up. So I think it's just a bit of a knock-on effect since COVID, to be honest. But it just means that the market's got to slow down and be a bit stagnant, a bit stagflation for 6 months, maybe. That's my take.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot ignore it is a buyer's market. There's not that much stock selling activity, is lower than typically. One of the biggest misconceptions in real estate and development is price. Price doesn't matter so much. It's actually about getting the transactions out the door for speed. And to put it into context, typically when we've got a development site that we're delivering, every month that is not being sold, it's almost losing 1% of its value anyway in debt costs. So for people like us and developers, the most important thing is getting something out the door and sold. And that's still possible in this market, but it's more difficult. So you're having to push incentives, be very logical about how you approach the market, be very on the button with managing that sales process. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just chuck it on Rightmove and see what happens. There's a lot of thought process that goes into it. We actually have a calculator which works out how much value diminishes on a flat every month so that we can aggressively reprice if we need to. But yeah, it's a little bit of a dry market at the moment, and that's going to happen relative to interest rates. They're still not as, I say to, if a layman walks up to me or someone that's not in property, I say now is the best time to be buying because no one else is buying. You've got a good choice. You have to carry a bit of debt for, maybe a couple of years that's a bit more expensive, but the property prices are good at the moment. And if debt costs go down, everyone starts buying and then property prices rebounds to higher value. So yeah, not great for us at the moment, but it's still possible.
What about you, D? What are you seeing in Wales?
I know this is I keep an eye on the market and stuff, but because everything we do is partnerships, we operate in a bit of a different bubble, so to speak, different market, and we are fixing our sales prices, so we're constantly the activity at the moment is that more funding is being allocated to social housing, affordable housing in Wales, but also in England, I see as well, and pricing is kind of steady, slightly going up actually, but mainly steady. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing it coming down.
Yeah, I'd say the same for North East. Yeah, build costs always going up. So I think this is quite a London-centric thing and probably a city location thing. I've had quite a few investors actually who come to us, and they put their capital years ago and ongoing into some of these flat schemes in London. These build to rent and build to sell flat and apartments that you see flying up everywhere. And every time it's a bad investment. They're all like, it's such a bad investment. The service charges are ridiculous. There's no appreciation. I can't sell them. There's like 1,000 on the market just in this area. So I think there's a lot of softening happening in London for various reasons, but particularly those apartment blocks that are flowing up everywhere. I think they're just a bad investment for people. But
I mean, they always were.
Yeah, they're always a bad investment. Yeah, I thought it was just interesting to bring that up. We'll see what happens next month, because 1 month blip might be fine, but if there's a trend starting to continue, then that could affect mortgages and borrowing and things like that as well. If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you go and subscribe to the Ground Up Podcast.